We are a couple on the cut, Cindy, Michael and our furry crew member Toffee, and we live aboard on our 57-foot narrowboat Tumbleweed as we seek adventure on the inland waterways of England and Wales. Glad to have you join us. Welcome aboard.
So we start our journey leaving the Coventry Basin and travel up the Coventry Canal to Hawkesbury Junction, where we turn right onto the North Oxford Canal. And then we get to our chosen destination just past Bridge 58 in Rugby. And this is where Rugby is located in the UK. Good morning everyone, hope you're well. It's, what time is it now? It's 20 to 6, it's just getting light enough for us to start leaving the Coventry Basin. So goodbye Coventry. We've had to make a decision about whether we leave or whether we stay.
Many of our canals have very low water, and because of this, CRT has put in restrictions that will come into place in 10 days' time. Many of the locks and junctions will be closed.
Yeah, they're using stop boards, aren't they,
Yes.
apparently?
And how they use the stop boards is there's grooves in the side of the canal, and they put in planks one on top of the other until the water has stopped flowing, which means the boats won't be able to get through and the water is stopped.
Which means navigation's going to stop, right?
Yeah, navigation will stop. So people are boaters are trying to move now so that they can get to places where they can get supplies, water, and get rid of their waste. And because of the restrictions, they have now stopped the 14-day rule where you're supposed to move every 14 days.
I think the thing is because you're going to be like between stoppages, so you might be on the Coventry Canal but can't get anywhere else. So between, say, locks, and you can cruise kind of up and down that area, although water levels are incredibly low. But if you're not in an area where you can, I mean, we're quite lucky because, you know, we've got the water filter, we've now got the compost toilet installed. Really, just for us, it's getting rid of rubbish and buying supplies, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're just, I mean, a guy we met, Andy, on Wolf Moon, he's made his way yesterday to Rugby, and he was saying that it's actually okay there, but it was a bit treacherous in places. But he kind of reported back to us to say, you know, he's near kind of shopping places, and he's let us know that actually if you're going to make a break for it, go now. There are moorings, but people will be making their way because many people have got the notice, and we're just going to have to see how we go. So this journey really is going to be, I think Andy said Bridge 4, which we'll be coming to in probably about a half an hour to an hour, I think. On the port side, he thought there was a coping stone or something that he was catching on. He had to make 3 attempts to get through the bridge by going back and then having another go. So I'll keep an eye out for that. and hopefully get through that. And he said he was scraping the bottom a couple of times on the North Oxford Canal. We've got one stop lock from the Coventry Canal, Hawkesbury Junction, to the Oxford Canal. There's just one stop lock, and then there's no other locks for where we're heading. Hopefully get to Rugby. It's about 17.7 miles away. Probably going to take us about 9-10 hours, or we might more before then. We'll just see how we go. But I think it's a choice of being stuck in Coventry. As much as we've loved Coventry, are we going to be stuck there, or are we going to try and get somewhere else that we want to be? I talked about the saying in the last video about being sent to Coventry. I don't really want to be imprisoned here it could be up to 12 weeks, couldn't it? I mean,
yeah.
CRT is saying like it could be 12 weeks. I mean, nobody knows. I mean, boaters that have been boating for 20 years are saying this is unprecedented. They've not known anything like it before. So, you know, you can't expect CRT to say, oh, on this date we'll open it again. It's really just about them reviewing the situation to see if the water levels improve. And I think the only way that water levels are going to improve is rain. They've actually stopped pumping. They've turned the pumps off from reservoirs now because the reservoirs are so low. They're not, filling the canals, because normally the reservoirs feed the canals apparently, and that's pumped through. So we're just going to really try and make a break for it and get to somewhere else. But really strange situation in our first year, isn't it?
Yeah. And of course, everybody else that probably moored in the countryside and would only go into town for food are now actually moving to the towns because they need to get food on a long-term basis. So we're probably all doing the same thing at the same time. So it might all be quite busy, mightn't it, at certain towns.
Well, we got up at 4 this morning, didn't we, and said we'd wait till light. And I mean, it was dusk. It's dusk now. It's probably looking better on the camera seems to show the light better than we can see it with the naked eye. But it was dusk, and I thought actually about 5 o'clock, shall we start? But the problem is with that, coming through the Coventry Canal, this arm to the basin, there was a lot of logs in the water and things, and I thought, well, I'm not going to see those. I might see where I'm going, but I'm not going to see obstructions clearly in the water. So it was kind of wise to wait till we could see properly and safer that way. But like I say, it's now kind of about 5:45, and we're going to be probably a couple of hours to Hawkesbury Junction. For me, and I think both of us, is let's just get through Hawkesbury Junction onto the North Oxford and get as near to Rugby as we can. So we're going to refuse to be troubled by this. We said we wanted to move on to a narrowboat to enjoy it, and we're going to enjoy it, and we're going to make the most of it. And I think most boaters are. You just make the most of the crap situation, really. But yeah, as long as the boat's fine and we're not stuck anywhere that's dangerous, we should be all right. But we'll see how we go.
Well, there's nothing you can do about it, so you might as well just decide to be positive about it and just enjoy life. I have to say, there are on Facebook boating pages, there are a lot of people offering to help others, people that have got cars as well as boats, and they have offered to do any delivery or help in any way, get people to doctors or to hospitals. And that's a really good positive attitude. We've always known that the boating community were friendly and helpful.
Yeah.
But they've really pulled together.
I mean, thank you to Andy on Wolf Moon. We won't get to see him again today because I think he's going to try and move a bit further towards Napton, I think he said, didn't he?
Yeah.
So we probably won't see him, but Andy, thanks so much for what you did, because we were sat there in Coventry thinking, are we going to stay here? Andy was WhatsApping me to say, it's like this is the situation where I am now, and then he reported back to us when he actually got to Rugby. And I also followed him on Nebo. I'll cover the Nebo system on a video, because that's how we log our journeys, and it's automatic. We've got a Nebo link tracker on the boat, and it's basically, I think it's an Australian company that put it together for people at sea, but Andy is working with Nebo to mark locks on the mapping things, and they put a really kind of, the map that they've put together is really good, and you can log your journey, and it puts your speed, and it puts, you know, your distance, how long you've been travelling, and that goes into a log database, doesn't it, that you can onto a feed, and then all the people that you friended, a bit like Facebook, that you friended on Nebo, can see your journeys and see what you've done. You can private and go private so people can't see, but your friends can. And they can kind of see where you are, you can see where they are, and people communicate that way as well. But we'll cover that in another video.
It's a very interesting tool, isn't it, to have?
Yes.
But, yeah.
Morning, gents. You all right? I think so. We'll see how we go. Thanks. That's really, really helpful chap there. 3 guys just walking down the towpath, and he said, "You okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I think we'll be okay. We'll see how we go." And he said, "If you need any directions, give me a shout." I think the direction we're going in is pretty obvious. We can't turn anywhere for 2 hours, but it was really nice of him, bless him. Yeah. Find it interesting as well, community-wise, the fishermen have been, I thought we'd like piss the fishermen off, excuse my language, you know, going past while they're trying to fish, but actually they've all been really good, haven't they?
Yeah,
you know, past the time of day, and everybody's just been great, which has not always been our experience when living in a house.
No.
You know, especially where you came from in London, hey.
No, they've always been really good, haven't they? And when you apologise, they say, no problem.
Yeah.
They're really friendly, actually.
And I think what I find interesting is I had my car, I had a Tesla Model 3 before I sold that to move on to a boat. And I was polishing it, and I was so anal about anybody going near it or even touching it. But now, you know, you're on your boat and you feel a bump and you come out and someone's just bumped into your boat and they're like, "Oh, sorry, mate." And you're like, "Yeah, it's all right, don't worry about it," you know. And you just think, actually, if you bumped my car, I wouldn't be saying that. But yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
That, you know, as long as people aren't going fast and stupid. There was a guy yesterday trying to turn in the basin. In fact, it's a bit breezy this morning, but it was quite breezy, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And as he started to reverse to try and turn, the wind took the bow. And there was really little he could do about it. And, you know, he bumped into our boat and, you know, he said, "I'm really sorry." And I'm like, "Yeah, no worries, do you want a hand?" And I just helped him kind of push the bow off and straighten his boat up so he could turn round. But yeah, it's incredible community, I love it. It's breezy, and it's very cloudy, but, you know, it's quite early in the morning, so the sun hasn't risen properly yet, so we'll see. It's supposed to be quite warm today, isn't it?
Yeah, not as hot as it has been, but very warm still. It's supposed to be up, I think, 25 and 26.
Yeah, where's Toffee? Is Toffee inside?
She went inside.
Yeah, that's all right, that's a relief. I thought she'd fallen off. Just, you know, we just try and keep an eye on Toffee, but we do tether her up when we're mooring up so she doesn't try and jump off too quickly. And we also,
locks.
And in locks, yeah, specifically in locks, because you get off, don't you,
Yeah.
for the locks, and she tends to think, "Oh, I'll get off as well," and then when Mum's off the boat, she wants to be with Mum, or if I'm off the boat, she wants to be with me. So, you know, she will try and jump off and follow us. So we do tether her up for the safety of that, really. So this is bridge number 2 we're coming to, and then I think, yeah, bridge 4 I've got to keep an eye on. But what a situation! This is a crazy situation. I hope the government take note and get on with this, creating apparently more reservoirs to allow us to manage water levels better during heat waves. Toffee, come on in. Good girl. So Toffee always likes to stand on the side and look around, but when we're coming under a bridge and it narrows, just in case we bump, I like her to be safely in the middle. This is bridge 3, so it's the next bridge we've got to be careful at, I think. Well, we've got to be careful at all of them, to be honest. Oh, touching the bottom there, I can feel that. So this is bridge 4, so I don't want to cut the speed too much because of getting through. I'm not sure whether that's the right thing to do, but I don't want to go too slow because if we do get stuck. Waterfall. Toffee, in. Come on in, Toffee. Well, it looks like got through that without incident, although there is things rattling on the bottom. But that was the bridge that Andy said was a problem for him.
This is Hawkesbury Junction, where the Coventry Canal meets the Oxford Canal. It also has another name of Sutton Stop, which arises from the name of a family which provided several lockkeepers there in the 19th century.
water is so low that even the cows find it safe to have a paddle. And look how far this one has waded out. We have reached Rugby. Rugby has all the amenities we need and there are plenty of shops. We will stay here during the CRT closures.
Okay, thank you.
However, not all boaters are having trouble with low water levels. Trying to steer the little boat, it knocked into our friend Tennis Dave's boat. He was away at the time. When he came back, we cheekily told him that a boat had gone into the side of his. He was worried until we showed him the footage and then he chuckled with relief. He's known as Tennis Dave because he's a tennis coach. Toffee and Em having a cuddle before bedtime. Night night.
If you have enjoyed this video, we'd really appreciate it if you could give us a like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified for future videos. Thank you.